Hi there. I've decided to re-narrate this video that I done a couple of weeks ago for a friend. Um, it was just basically a look that I do more regularly. So just putting on my primer there. I'm using M.A.C because I personally think that's the best. Um, just so you know, if you hear any gunshots, I'm not narrating this video in a war zone. Goph's playing. What are you playing, honey? Battlefield 3, the demo. Okay, I'm putting on my foundation. Now I always put my foundation on and sweep it downwards, down and out instead of upwards like I'm just saying there, because it goes on smoother. It doesn't catch in under the hairs of your face, so it doesn't give you that sort of caked look. So I'm just putting on my foundation there again. I'm using Alamasca. This video is speeded up because it lasted about 40 minutes and I don't think anybody wants to sit and watch somebody else put on makeup for that long. I'm just checking for any tide marks or anything like that and then gibbering away for something I don't remember. But yeah, I I'm talking about powder, that's what I was doing. I didn't have my powder with me, but usually I just put it over my T-zone and whatever's left over I'll put on my cheeks, again on a downward motion. So that's what I'm telling her to do. I was told that I was doing it for my friend, and she doesn't really wear makeup. I was pretty much going from absolute basics. So if you already know all of this, then it's not very important. And again, I'm gibbering away. Lashes. It was for a wedding, so I was talking about getting fake lashes put in. It's probably better than just thinking about doing it yourself. So squeezing my lashes, just straight up the lash, squeeze instead of sort of pushing it really heavy and crimping your lashes. You don't want that. Just if you want a bigger curl as well, heat the eyelash curlers up a little, just a very little, by using your hairdryer, and it obviously gives the same sort of effect as sort of straighteners. Obviously the heat curls it just a wee bit better. I'm using my old mascara in this one. It was almost dead by the time I was using it there. I'm now using Alamasca, surprise surprise. I'm using their new mascara. It is fantastic, so if I could do this video again then I'd be using that. But yeah, it's pretty good. The one I'm using there, I think it's Bourgeois. It was okay. It was a bit heavy to begin with, but as I started using it, obviously got quite easy to use. What I usually do with mascara is, as I'm curling my lashes, before I curl my lashes, I'll take the wand out, get the excess off and let it sit for a minute while I curl my lashes. It just seems to make everything go on a lot easier. And don't pump the mascara, whatever you do, don't push all the air into it. It makes it go off quicker, so be very, very careful with your mascara and it'll look after you. This I'm doing, I think I was doing my brows at this point. Yeah, I was. I use eyeshadow for my brows. I feel like a pencil just gives too harsh a line, so I just powdered them in. I've got quite light lashes, as you can see, and when I get a photograph taken they look almost non-existent because the flash picks up all the blonde in my hair, so I have to definitely powder them in when I think I'm getting lashes. I'm getting photos taken. So I just put on the eyeshadow, tap off the excess, and then start from the thickest part of my brow and work my way down. So it just looks a wee bit more there. And I think I'm gibbering away again for some. Let's see. Yeah. What I'm doing, the colour that I'm doing is a sort of lilac. Lilac pinup, I would say it was. It's a combination I do more regularly. Like day to day, I'll change it up for night time by putting on some red lipstick and some fake lashes. But for day to day, I just sort of do what I'm doing there. I'm just putting on some concealer. I've got pretty dark under eyes, so I always make sure I put that on. So I put that on using a pencil and then tapping it out. I don't pull. Don't pull. That's the most sensitive part of your face. It's the thinnest skin you have, so you're just tapping it to blend it in very, very lightly. Use a light hand. Use your ring finger. Yep. And I do just a wee bit at the ends as well, because that really does lighten up your whole face, just getting these wee bits done. I don't usually use sort of highlighters, you get high tint and benefit and stuff. I've used them before, they are lovely. I just don't tend to use them to do much in the way of contouring, but then I don't really use blush either, so that'll be based on obviously your own preferences if you wear blush or bronzer or whatever. So what am I saying right here? Yeah. If you're using heavier makeup, what I tend to do is put some loose powder on using that sort of brush. No, the bigger brush. And then when I'm done with the eye makeup, I tap off all the excess powder that's underneath my lashes, underneath my eye rather, to take all that away, to take all the fallout away without ruining the rest of my makeup. So I'm putting primer on here. Right now I'm using the Paint Pot by M.A.C. I'm using sort of beigey colour. It's a great sort of primer for makeup, but you can also use, I've got Too Faced Shadow Insurance. It's Urban Decay Primer Potion as well, it's quite popular, but whatever primer you use primer, it makes all the difference. I actually done makeup to go out last night and I was rushed and I completely forgot to put primer on, so my makeup wasn't exactly great. It was okay, it was just it didn't last usually as long as it usually does. So what I'm doing there is I'm putting on a very light lilac colour just on my eye. Always tap your brush. I say that a few times during this video. So just over the main part of my eye, underneath the crease, I put on this very light lilac colour. Lilac's a colour that suits everybody, which is I think why I decided to do this colour. You always find purples and lilacs suit most skin tones and hair colours. Just it's a pretty easy colour to adapt for your own face. So that's the light colour going on. I'm putting on the darker colour now. This is actually one from H&M and it's fantastic. I've had it forever. It feels like forever. So it's just a bit fidgety, but the colour itself is really good. So I'm using a fluffier brush and I'm just going to put on, so I'd outline the crease just almost halfway in, and do it again on the other side. It's Makeup Geek calls this a sort of window wiper motion, so I think I'll copy her in that sense and say that's exactly what I'm doing. So yeah, I'm discussing the different advantages of different brushes, but I might look into that in another video. But yeah, it's a fluffier brush, so now I just buff it out, taking it up above almost to the brow bone, and again, window wiper motion. And I just sort of play about with it until I'm happy with how dark it is and how high it is going up on my eyes. I don't like taking it too high up, but I definitely want some definition there, so I usually buff it out and then go back in to the crease and make that slightly darker and then buff that up again just to give it a wee bit more definition, and that's what I'm doing right here, so you can see that. I don't actually know if you could hear all this gunfights and things. I'm not sure. Sort of watching it with one eye as I'm watching this video as well. So this is highlighter. I always use Shroom. It's the best for my skin tone. Shroom's by M.A.C. But you'll find there's a gazillion highlight colours for every sort of skin colour you can probably find in M.A.C. One, this has got a slight shimmer to it, which is great because when I get a picture taken again, it just picks up the sort of shimmer and that brings your brow forward, and sort of gives it more depth and definition. So I was putting that on, just put a little bit on the sort of middle of your brow and then buff it out either way. Right now I'm putting the eyeliner on the top. Now you can skip this step, it's not for everybody. I know a lot of people don't like putting things in their eye. I obviously don't mind, but I just feel like it makes my lashes appear thicker and fuller, so you kind of get used to it. So you just pull down very, very gently and do your waterline also. Just make sure that you're not pulling too hard. I tend to, obviously, like you see, take it from the side of the cheek and sort of pull slightly down. I feel like it's a little better than just grabbing the whole of your under eye properly and pulling it down. Take it from a thicker part of your skin and pull. So that sounds almost naughty. So I think what I'm about to do, I think I was going to take a wee bit more. What was I was doing? Oh, silver, yeah. As I was doing this for a wedding, I don't always do this step if I'm using it for a day to day, but I do like it. I'm using Sugar Pill Tiara, I believe it was, and I just put that in the inside corners of my eye. Again, it's just to brighten things out. It's a nice wee touch. I sometimes do it for a day to day look, don't always, but having a little bit of silver doesn't hurt everybody. So, yep, and I'm using also, I think this is Paper Doll. I'll have everything in the box underneath. And again, I was just taking that to define the crease line a wee bit, and it's got a little bit of glitter in it as well. It's a very shimmery colour, it's gorgeous, and it was just to. I don't do it for day-to-day looks all the time again. I leave it quite matte if it's a day-to-day look, but it is very, very pretty. Now, I despise this eyeliner. It's a cheapo eyeliner. I've lost my decent eyeliner. I should have that on my person at all times. But I didn't do too bad a job. It's more on the technique rather than the brush, I think, but it's just this brush is a bit annoying. So yeah, for the eyeliner what I do is I start from the outer corner of my eye and work my way in. So most of the product, where it goes thicker, ends up there, and as you're getting less product on your brush, you can go in and go finer and finer until you get into the very corner of your eye. So I would definitely recommend starting at the end, without winging it out. Just put the thicker band right there and then work your way in. It's better than trying to do a straight line from in to out. If you're sort of almost connecting the dots, you're bringing it in a little bit further each time and going thinner as you go. If you're very good at it, then you can do the wings as well, but I tend to do the wings separately from doing the actual eye. And what I do is I take it from where the eyeliner finished and I sort of swoop up so that it's sort of, if it went on any further then it would meet my brow, sort of thing. That's the sort of look I go for. Again, it depends on your face shape, what kind of wing that you think you suit, or you like something a little bit more dramatic and pull it out a wee bit more. Just experiment, see what you like. But I just do a very, very slight wing. I don't trust myself to do any more with that brush, to be honest. So I'm taking that same brush that I used for my eyebrows. I've obviously wiped off the excess from that colour, and I've put on a little bit of purple, the purple I used for the crease, and I'm just bringing it underneath my eye. I don't tend to not put a little bit of colour on underneath. I just feel like it makes everything look more complete. So that would be my eyes pretty much done. At this point, yeah, I'd usually put on some blusher. I don't use blusher that often, like I say, but if I do, I tend to put it on very, very lightly. I don't feel like I need it. I've got quite a natural glow anyway. I've got red skin. But what I do is I start, I smile, I start from the apples on my cheeks and I work my way up, just tapping as opposed to sort of rubbing it on and then I buff it out, and that'll be me. I just I don't know what I'm gibbering about there. No idea, but I'd rather put on not enough than too much. I'd rather start very fine and work up. There's no point in putting a big load of product on your brush and then just trying to buff out far too much colour. Just the same as nail polish, you put on a couple of thin layers, not a big thick layer. For lipstick, I'm a big fan of lipstick. I prefer lipstick to lip gloss. I think I've got a big. I wear lip gloss on occasion, but I don't like it as much as I love lipstick. The one I'm using right now is my favourite lipstick. It's my day-to-day lipstick. It's Climax by, you've guessed it, Illamasqua. I may have a problem. So what I do is I don't have a liner that matches Climax, so I use this little brush that I picked up at an art store. It's like a bended brush. I can also use that if I clean it enough for eyeliner. It's really, really fine. I'm not actually putting any product on there at all, am I? But usually I'll outline my lips a little using that brush and the Climax. It just doesn't look like I put any on at all there. And then I start for my lips, I start from the middle and work my way out. On the top and on the bottom, I start from the outside and work my way in. And when I sort of press my lips together, I make sure that my cupid's bow isn't in on that. See, I always make sure that it's there so that it doesn't mess up the cupid's bow. And I also soak my finger and make sure that I don't have any excess lipstick so it doesn't end up on my teeth. What I'm saying there is for pictures, especially if I was going to put a little bit of lip gloss, I'd only put it in. So if you can imagine your lips being like the middle of your lips being a love heart, I would only put a little bit of lip gloss or even some shinier eyeshadow, just for pictures. That gives, again, more definition. I need to find another word. But yeah, that's what I do. But usually I just leave it to the lipstick, and that is what I do most of the time for my makeup. I hope you enjoyed that.